Hey everyone, so I just wanted to share something I've been thinking about, just in relation to parenthood and being a parent. I find a lot of people they have an opinion. When you become a parent, you'll hear a lot of opinions. You'll hear a lot of opinions about what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, how you should be doing something, why you should be doing something, and this will come from everyone, whether it's a stranger in a shop who just wants to I don't know, they just see you and your child doing something and they'll come around and they'll just make a comment. Um, or it'll be from someone you know, family, friends, people at work, really anyone. It comes out of nowhere. So after having a few kids, you realize, yeah, you just kind of get used to saying, yeah, okay, yeah, no, or you get really confident and say, no, actually, this is how we do things, and you know, we know our own child. So I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there who know that and who get that. And the deeper issue I want to talk about is like words, the power our words have. And I find as a parent, and just personally, I take a lot of things to heart. I take things really, really seriously, and it's something I've had to learn is just to step back and be like, okay, what fact am I taking out of this? And not to take things like too personally, and mostly because a lot of my growing up there was a lot of negative, so that's stuff for another time. But when it comes to me, there was a lot of criticism, and so even now as a parent you still face a lot of criticism, and it's like even more, and it's just like, oh geez, can I ever do something right by anyone? And I find that there's a lot of people I talk to as well, like just a good friend of mine, and it doesn't matter what they do, it's just still not ever good enough. And so I've adopted this thing where I say, you just need to go to your mountain. And that basically means you just take a step back, you just look at everything, and you have to decide what you know to be right and to be true. And when it comes to your own children, deciding what's right for them, because you know them. You are the best person to know them, and no one can tell you how to do it. Now, if you're asking for advice, that's different. Like people that you trust or someone you know, you feel like you're really struggling and you're going through the next mental leap and developmental stage, and it's just really hard and frustrating, and they're acting up and this and that, or just anything. It's always it's always something. If it's not teething, it's sleep regression. So, you know, you just need help. And yeah, go ask for that help. And if someone tells you honestly, out of love, in a loving, kind way, or out of experience, that, they're like, no, this really has helped me and this will help you. And it's not that you're doing, a terrible job and you're failing. It's just that this is the life of a parent. As a child, you go through changes, and your parent can only deal with it the way they know how. And sometimes we don't know how, you know. I know there was a whole generation where things just didn't get said, things just got done. So when it comes to them parenting, it's a lot of them undoing that, and they can only do the best they can. They can only tell you what they know, what they've learned themselves, and that's okay. But the power that we have with words, it should be something that is encouraging. Like if you're going to say something, just think about it. Like just take a minute to stop and think, all right, how I'm talking to my spouse, how I'm talking to my child, how I'm talking to anyone, even to myself. Is this something that's really going to help, or is it going to be something that's going to pull them down? Is it going to be hurtful? Is it helpful? Is it just because I need to feel like I'm being heard? Is it because I'm being spiteful? Am I trying to hurt this person? There's a lot of just a slip of the tongue, like just words come out based on emotion. Now, emotions, we can't dismiss emotions, but we shouldn't be talking from them. We should allow things just to mellow down before we say things that we don't mean. And this has gotten really deep really quickly. But yeah, I found that as a parent, people can make unnecessary comments. There was even an article on Kids Spot recently about a mother who was just like, the kids were just not cooperating at all, as kids do. and they were just screaming and crying, and one child's falling out and one child's falling in, and it's just like you can't win. Like, you're trying to just do the groceries and you're dealing with all of this, and it's stressful because it's unnecessary pressure put on you where you're supposed to have everything perfect. The children are meant to be perfect. They're meant to just sit and be quiet, and you can just grocery shop as you need. But instead you get looks and stares, and this poor woman, she even got a nasty comment. It was just really inappropriate, you know? So I hope that you take away from this that if you're going to say something, let it be life to that person, let it be good. If you have nothing nice to say, well, maybe you should put yourself in their shoes and maybe try and help them. You know, like, we are not better than anyone else. We never will be better than anyone else. I mean, many a time I've gone out to the shops and you just feel all the eyes on you, and it's not in your control. It's not like you don't teach your child the right thing. It's not like you don't discipline them. It's not like you're not, you know, encouraging them to do the right thing. You're constantly doing these things, but sometimes they're just hangry, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, and it has to be in the middle of, you know, what you're doing. And that's just how it is, you know. So if you're going to go out there, have a little bit of compassion, have a bit of understanding, and, you know, if you see a parent, mum or dad, out and the kid is just losing it, just smile, you know. You don't need to say anything. Give them the nod and they'll be like, thank God someone understands and I'm not feeling like all eyes are on me. Because parenthood is just not hard. It's really, really hard. And don't get me wrong, it has its great ups and downs, but when they're so young, at a tender age, it's just, yeah, just don't make those comments.